Hello, my name is Dr. Keisha Ashley, and I'm sitting here with one of my very good friends and business partners, Mr. Mike Sims. He is the founder, CEO of Mike Sims Worldwide. He is a business mogul. He is a serial entrepreneur, and I am so pleased to have this opportunity to talk with him today. And we're going to do a rapid fire session so I can see what's going on in his mind today. So, Mr. Sims, thank you so much for taking this time to talk to me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
A pleasure, as always. So, as I said just a moment ago, I'm going to throw out some words to you. You're so very well versed. We've talked about that on many, many occasions. Have a lot to offer as far as leadership is concerned. So, I just want to throw some words out to you and see what's going on in your head today. How you're feeling today? You ready?
Oh man, I think so. Let's go. Let's
Okay.
see.
So, the first word that I have for you is inspire.
Inspire. One of my favorite words.
Okay.
If you take the word inspire, spire. Let's just dissect it for a second. Okay. Spire means breath, and so when you're inspiring people, you're breathing life or breath into them. So you always want to make sure you are inspiration or you're constantly inspiring people, because we know the opposite of inspire is to expire. And so ask yourself a question, or people should ask themselves a question: when people see you coming, are they excited to see you coming because they are going to be inspired, or is your conversation, your tone, your negativity, whatever it is it going to expire them or take the life or breath out of that person? So inspire is one of my favorite words, and I've always found that you can inspire people, but you can't motivate people. Motivation has to come from within. The way you motivate people is to be in motion, so they look at you and they hope to follow you because of the example that you set. But when you inspire people, you're causing them to do something or to take action or to move in a certain direction that they never thought about moving in, or taking action they never thought about taking if you had not appeared. So inspire, or the ability to inspire, is invaluable. And you always want to be an inspiration to people.
Okay, Mr. Sims. So let's go for word number 2. Let's see how you do with this one. Perseverance.
Okay, perseverance. You have to persevere through trials and tribulations. In life, there's always going to be obstacles that come up. There's always going to be things that happen. There's always going to be people that try to derail you. And so you have to persevere through these situations, which means you are going to be, you may be persecuted, which means there are things that happen to you, people that happen to you, situations that happen to you, which may cause things to get off track. But perseverance is so important. That's the ability to keep going anyway, the ability to keep moving forward. Very, very powerful if you learn perseverance, because you're going to have pain, but can you persevere through those pains? And I call them growing pains. And so you're not just going through things, but you're growing through things. And so perseverance is so important. And the key thing is as well, is when it comes to perseverance, is to always look for the things that could potentially persecute you or derail you. Sometimes we look for the train at the railroad track. The thing that if you go out on that railroad track, that train will derail you. But a lot of times we don't look for the things that are slowly nudging us off course. We look for the big things, but we don't see the small relationship or that person that's slowly nudging us off course. We don't see the little simple errors in judgment that we're making on a daily basis that's slowly pushing us off course. And so a lot of times when it comes down to perseverance and having to persist through things, sometimes we create these issues ourselves by not watching out for the big things that may try to derail us, or the small things that slowly nudge us off course, and we're always focusing on the big things.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Sims. Okay, word number 3. How
many words you got on this?
I have a lot of words, and we're going to get through all of them today. I'm going to see if you're ready for them. So, with everything that you've done in business, Mike Sims Worldwide, surely you had to make a decision. Tell me about that word.
Decision. One of my favorite words as well.
Okay. You love words, I see.
I do love words. I like to read. I fall in love with reading now. I fall in love with vocabulary after college, right? After college. I fall in love with vocabulary. And when you can really understand not only the word, but if you can break it down, it can help you get a better understanding or a deeper understanding or meaning of the word. So decide. Decide. A lot of times people make, especially certain times of the year, they make resolutions or they hope, but they never really decide what they really want to do. And I tell people all the time in personal development seminars and trainings and things of that nature that I do all the time, you're one decision away. As soon as you decide something, then that's 98% of it. The other 2% is the activity, but you making a decision. I challenge people to think about anything they ever really wanted in life, anything they decided they had to have. Majority of the time, they always got it. They always achieved it because they never stopped going after it. And so when you talk about decide, as far as breaking the word down, if we think about the suffix "icide," it means to kill something. Think about pesticide, you kill a pest. Homicide, you kill somebody.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't, but
let's not
there are
do that.
people who do that.
Okay.
Suicide, kill yourself.
That's bad,
Genocide. So we understand what these words mean. So when you decide something, you kill all other doubt and you kill all other alternative. So when you really decide something, you have killed, you've destroyed your way out. There is no way out, period. Sometimes when you can't find a way out, it's best to find a further way in. And we're talking about in with in. So make sure that you stick to your decisions. Make a decision, decide, and stick to it, and there's nothing that can stop you. It might not happen within the first week. You might not get what you're looking for in a year. It may take several years. But if you stay consistent, you stay persistent because you made that decision, then majority of the time you're always going to accomplish what you want.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sims. Now, how about this one? Because
Yeah.
I know, yet again, business mogul, serial entrepreneur. Surely you had to persevere through some things, but you also had to have a sense of endurance as well. So tell me a little bit about endurance.
Endurance. Well, endurance, if you think about someone who is running a race, you have to, first of all, if you're running a marathon, you have to train for it. You have to build up your endurance, your fortitude, you have to, your lung capacity, all these different things, because you're going to have to endure through that long race. And when you think about endurance in business, very, very powerful term when you really understand it. Actually, if the Indo-European origin of the word endurance, if you break it down, there's a word durain, which means to make hard. Okay? Now, it is going to be hard. There are things that are going to come up that are hard in your life that you're going to have to endure. As that word durain means, to make hard. But you have to, again, go within yourself to persevere or to push through these things that are hard. And of course, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. You have to make sure that you're mentally prepared because things are going to happen. But the key thing is, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be, your success is going to be determined by your ability to go within yourself, to continue to push through these things that are hard. And the key thing to remember is this as well. When you think about life in general, there's always things that are going to come up, obstacles, I call them. But these obstacles really don't appear unless you get off focus. And it's so key to be focused, but understand that things will be hard, but go within. And that's why personal development is so important, because whatever is in you is going to come out of you. And so when these things that come up that are hard, how will you handle them is going to be determined by what you have or what you put in.
Okay. So what about diligence? How does that play into everything?
Diligent. Diligent means to continue to move forward. Indo-European word as well. Illigent means to move forward. Die means to cut or separate. So sometimes to move forward, you have to cut off some things or some people or some situations that prevent you from moving forward. And so you have to stay diligent, but you also have to understand or assess what you need to do more of, less of, start doing, stop doing, who to associate with. There's two types of people in your life, people that are hindering you or people that are helping you. There's no in-between type of person. It's like someone saying, I'm kind of pregnant. You either are or you're not.
Yeah, that's true.
So you either are or you're not. And so this person can't be helping you one day, can't be hindering you the next. If they are, guess what? If they helped you today, they hindered you tomorrow, guess where you are? In the same place where you started.
Right.
And so in order to be diligent, again, illigent means to move forward from the Indo-European origins. Die means to cut. Sometimes you have to cut off things to continue to move forward. But the key thing is to stay diligent, and that means to continue to move forward.
Okay. Well, I've heard you do a training on this word once before, and it was a really good training. And I thought that everyone would like to hear your thoughts on the word poor.
Poor.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways to be poor.
Yes.
A lot of ways to be poor in life. You can be poor time-wise, poor health-wise, poor financially. It's the difference between being poor and broke, in my opinion. Poor is a state of mind. State of mind. Matter of fact, you break poor down, it simply stands for passing over opportunity repeatedly. That's why sometimes people find themselves in a poor situation. If you're in poor health, sometimes it may be because you passed over the opportunity to learn more about the body, how it works, what we need to put into it, what we don't need to put into it. And so you're poor from an educational standpoint when that's concerned. Poor financially. I was once poor financially because I passed over different opportunities. I thought it was too good to be true. I thought it was a scam because I didn't think of it. I thought it was, because it wasn't normal, it wasn't traditional, I thought there was something wrong with it. But when I really sat down and looked at my situation, I realized that I was poor traditionally. Being traditional had me in a poor state from a financial standpoint. And so I had to stop passing over opportunities over and over again or repeatedly to get myself together financially, to get myself together from a health standpoint, to get myself together spiritually standpoint. You can be poor in that way as well. So you have to continue to work on yourself in all these different areas so you're not poor in any area whatsoever.
Okay. And my last word, you were wondering
man.
how many words I had on my sheet. Although I was going to take poor a little bit further, but I won't get you on that one today.
Please.
So what about resolve? What
Resolve.
Do you, yeah, I've heard you talk about that word a lot as well.
A simple definition of resolve is simply I will until. I will until. Not quitting. Never giving up. Promising yourself that you'll never, ever give up. Once you get that resolve that you'll never give up, that you'll never quit on yourself. Because really, in my business career, I found that people don't fail, they quit, okay? They just quit on themselves. Like my golf game, I quit twice a year.
Wow.
That's why I'm not good at it. The game of golf has not failed me. There's nothing wrong with the game. They don't need to change the rules of the game. I quit twice a year. Therefore, I am not good. So the same thing in business. Most people get going. They don't make the decision to continue on. They're not diligent. They don't persevere through things. They're not focused. All these different things. They get off track for whatever reason, and they never have that resolve to never quit. They just never have it. They just never say, I won't quit. They just never say, hey, it's going to happen. It might not happen today. It might not happen next year, but it's going to happen because I am resolved and I will not quit. And so I encourage everybody. I mean, that resolve is a big word. I hate it's only a couple letters in it, but that word is huge when you have the resolve to go out and accomplish something.
Okay. Just in case I missed a very important word, I'd like for you to just take a moment out of all the words that we've had: endurance, perseverance, inspire, pour, diligence, resolve, and maybe any words that I missed. What do you think is or what would you say would be the key word to your success?
Key word to my success.
Yes, could be on the sheet, or you can just think of something.
Man, it's a lot of them. Resolve is huge.
Okay.
I promised myself that I would never quit because I had too many people relying on me. It took a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of hard work. There are times when you want to quit. There are times when you question yourself. There are times when you want to just kind of relax and say, hey, I'll just go back to the mundane, which is the same ordinary thing, because it's so much easier to quit than to continue to persevere. It's so much easier to go back than to go forward. But the results that you get from perseverance, first of all, how it makes you feel to accomplish something. Have I ever failed at something in business? Absolutely. Have I failed at things in life? Absolutely. If you show me someone who's never failed at something, you're showing me someone who's never tried anything. And so if you show me someone who's never been ridiculed or mocked by other people for breaking out of the box, you show me someone who's never done anything out of the box, who's never tried to be or become more. And so can I narrow it down to one word? No, it's impossible. It's a collection of words. It's a collection of decisions. It's persevering. It's enduring through the tough times. It's also focus, which means following one course into successful. Very, very, very to stay focused. And don't let obstacles or anything derail you off your goal. And my philosophy in business, in life in general, if someone says no, it means you didn't hear me clearly. No means not yet. No means I didn't explain it well enough.
Okay.
No means let's go back to the drawing board and let's figure out how to make it happen. There is no such thing as quit. There's no way I'll turn back because there's too many people relying on it. And I also encourage people, take a look at what you're doing. If you're starting a brand new business, if you're excited about your brand new business, think about how many people are counting on you to be successful. Think about the results. When you start to get the results that are possible in a business, think about how many people can benefit from you building a business. If you have a traditional business, how many people you can employ. If you have a network marketing business, how many people you can help to have a positive experience from a financial standpoint or a health standpoint, whatever it is. But just think about the ramifications of your decision to quit. What you do all the time is not just based upon yourself. Like, you're not just doing it for you. You're doing it for other people. The sacrifices you make now are not just sacrifices you're making for yourself. You're making sacrifices so people that come behind you don't have to sacrifice, if that makes sense. And so can I narrow it in one word? No, I can't. It's impossible. That's a word. That's the only thing.
I can tell you couldn't narrow it to one word.
Right. That's the only thing that's impossible is narrowing down to one word what it takes to be successful, or a word that kind of encompasses everything. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much. You have given us a lot of great information, wonderful nuggets. I'm glad that you didn't narrow it down to one word because we got a lot out of that. So
Awesome.
I appreciate you so much, as always, for your time. And appreciate the leadership and the mentorship that you provide to me and to so many others. So until we talk again, thank you so much.
It's always a privilege. Thank you.